canned. We got canceled. We got canceled? You mean we're no longer on the podcast? No. Tree canceled the Tri County Poultry Show and Market. What? Man, I just bought a new dress for that event. What am I going to... You don't wear dresses. Well, yeah, I do. No, you do not wear a dress. But the only dress you're going to wear is dressing at Thanksgiving. Well, that's a thought that counts. Well, hey, let's get on with this. Hey. Yep. The word is out. Hello, Bailey. How you doing this evening? You having a good night? So, last week it was the sponsor that was going to pay for the tents, the chairs, and tables, and was going to put in some money towards whatever prizes, and started researching the beneficiary, which is an awesome group of people. Marissa and Howard and all them with Lone Star Chicken Group. They do a lot of good to help out people's chickens. They really do. They're a great group of people. And I'm glad to know them as my friends and so forth. I'm glad to support them with my coffee. But in researching them, they found nothing on social media. They found nothing on the internet. And they found nothing regarding a 501c3 charity. And they got suspicious. And they contacted me. And I was like, well, the reason they're going around Facebook is because they got canned because Facebook doesn't like blood and guts and glory on their Facebook groups and so forth. And 2 months ago, photos were posted. And, Facebook looks back at things. And they found those photos. And they kicked them off the Facebook. And they're very, very busy people. Marissa, she goes to chemotherapy once a week. And I tell you, if the next day she's not still in bed, it wouldn't surprise me because that's really tough on a person. Because I saw it with my sister when I was taking her to chemotherapy and radiation once a week. And it's tough. It's really tough on your body and so forth. So it's hard to do everything you need to get done. And at the same time, take care of everyone's chickens. So it's understandable that they didn't have a website up. I mean, they got the trailer set up. They got Howard going out. And, I mean, they're nonstop. And I had to say that a lot of these problems that people have with their chickens is because of what they do themselves and not protecting their chickens from predators and dogs and so forth like that. You need to look at your own coops. You need to look at your own setups and secure your birds better so they're not having to come out there and repair them all the time. It puts a lot of strain on them. I mean, these people work their tails off, and that's why I wanted to help them out. That's why I give them coffee and so forth, and I want to help them out. I'm no rich man. I mean, I can't just donate money, but, I wanted to do this event and helping them out. And it's upsetting. It really is. It's very upsetting to me, and that I couldn't do it. And it pisses me off. So the venue today, I talked to the venue about not being able to do it. I have this corporate sponsor, and today the venue said to us that, we can still have it there and everything, but they're going to put us in the back of their restaurant. And in the back of the restaurant, no one driving down 2920, the thousands of cars that drive down 2920 is not going to see you back there. And I know this because I got stuck back there 3 years ago doing a market. It was sucked. No one driving down the road can see you. No one going to the restaurant can see you. And it's not worth doing it. And as a vendor, like myself, selling coffee, I can't have my vendors out there, having to deal with this, and trying to sell product and all that. And it's not worth setting up. So I have a good friend of mine. He's kind of like a sponsor of me is regarding our PTSD that he and I both have. And he was talking to me and he says, it's, just let it go. Just cancel it. And let's build a bigger and better one for the springtime. And maybe by then, Lone Star Chicken Care will have their 501c3 charity set up. We'll find a new venue to have it at, and we'll get a bunch of corporate sponsors involved, and we'll make it big. And I'd like to, I had a lot of people interested in doing the poultry show, and I wanted to do the poultry show. I love that. And, oh man. But I want to have more categories. I want to have an open show where anyone can bring a barnyard mix. They can bring their favorite little backyard chicken, but at the same time have categories for, your best Buff Orpington, your best Bantam chicken, your best Rhode Island Red, Barred Rock, so forth and so on. That way the public can see a variety of birds too, because there's a lot of neat looking birds out there. And last week I got to go out to Ken McCracken's place. Oh my God. I think Buff Orpington birds, they're beautiful birds. They really are. And I thought mine were pretty, the ones I did have, but oh my God, they didn't even compare to the ones Ken has. Ken has absolutely gorgeous birds. They're beautiful birds. They really are. And if you need a Buff Orpington bird, contact Ken McCracken. He's got some beautiful birds. He's got every color of that I think they make of Buff Orpingtons, and he's got other chickens as well besides him. But he has a beautiful facility, well managed, well taken care of, on a very old piece of property. Been around since the 1800s. His family's had this property over off Spring Cypress. You're driving down Spring Cypress, and boom, there it is. But really nice guy, and he really knows his stuff. Been around a long time doing chickens. But give Ken a call. So I had quite a few vendors set up already, started taking payments. Now I'm going to start doing refunds. What am I going to do? But we're going to plan for a spring poultry show and sale and get it done right. But I'm sorry to say we've canceled this one. But hey, October the 14th, I'm going to have a garage sale at my house, which is another thing. My PTSD sponsor, my buddy, said to me, he says, you have no room to move around in your house. You have no room at all. And it's true. I got little paths going through my house. I look like a hoarder. And the reason why is because of my mom passing away back in December. And I moved all of her furniture and so forth out to my house. And she was an antique dealer, and the antique market's no longer there and so forth. I had a market a while back, and it just didn't sell well. So I'm going to go ahead and mark the stuff down just to get rid of it, and so I can make more room. My shop in the back where I do knife work, where I love building chef knives, is full of her stuff. My house is full of stuff. And then even my garage attached to the house is full of stuff. I love building chef knives, and I do leather work. I do my coffee, but I need the room as well. And he's like, let's get that done. Let's get that going and get that out of the way, so you have more room to roam around and stuff, move around and everything. So that's what we're working on. So October the 14th, we're going to have a big garage sale here. But you want to know something I am going to do? I am building a chicken shit bingo cage. I am. And I might even have it set up for my garage sale. I don't know. Who knows? Why not? But I'm going to use it as for fundraising. And then November the 30th, I'm going to be at Spring Creek Feeds over on 2978 for their event, set up with coffee and all that. And the Bailey will be up there with me, and we're going to bring out the chicken shit bingo set up for that. And we'll have it out there and so forth. So November the 30th, we'll be at Spring Creek Feeds for their event. Oh well. Life goes on. So did anyone see the Country Music People's Choice Awards last week and saw Toby Keith singing? He's been suffering from cancer for a long time, and I've had people come up to me and said, oh, yeah, he's an old cocaine user. But I'm like, I don't care what he is. I didn't see you in Afghanistan doing concerts left and right for the troops and our soldiers. He did hundreds of concerts for them. Just today, I was talking to a Gold Star mom, and her son was a good friend of mine, Marty Parker, and he came back a mess from fighting, and he talked about he was on a FOB, Fort Operating Base in Afghanistan, there where no one comes out and do concerts, but he came out there and did a concert. But the day of the concert, he had to go out and do a mission with his, and he missed out on it. But Toby Keith signed a big piece of plywood they painted and everything, and he signed it. And Marty took a picture of himself pointing at Toby's signature and sent it to his mom. Well, sometime later on, Toby Keith was in town singing, and Sinette and her husband and two other people took the picture Marty gave him and had it blown up like 10 feet long and 2 or 3 feet tall. And they went to the concert and they lit up the whole concert hall and they said, okay, if you're offended by Toby Keith's country music regarding our veterans, you might want to leave now. Otherwise, you might become offended. And the lights came on when they did that. Marty's mom, Sinette, what's her name, Sinette, she jumps up and they held up that banner and he saw it and he knew what it was. That was really neat. But before the show, Marty's mom went in the back and took a photo to see if by any chance Toby Keith would sign it. And the guy working the guard back there said, oh, I know he'll sign it, for troops. Yeah, he will. And he says, come back later after the show and I'll get it for you. And then went back and he did sign it for him, which was really neat. But so the other night they had the People's Choice Country Music Awards and they gave a lifelong award to Toby Keith, and he came out and he looked horrible, but he's been fighting cancer and it really looked rough. But I love his music. It's great. And so Blake Shelton announced him and so forth, and Blake Shelton talked about him and how Blake Shelton used to open up for him back in the day when Blake Shelton was just a little guy, not a big singer that he is today. And he called him up on stage, gave him the award, and afterwards Blake Shelton got his microphone out and said, and here's Toby Keith to sing his new song that he wrote himself. And he wrote a song, it's I can't remember the name of the song now. Old Man Knocking at the Door. Don't Let Him In. He was singing about, actually, it's the Lord coming in to take him home and everything. But it was really sad, and it brought me to tears. It did. But what was even worse was they showed his wife in the audience, and she was crying. I'm like, oh, God, But it was a beautiful song. And look up Toby Keith, Old Man Knocking at the Door, I believe it is, or something like that. And it's an awesome song. It really is. So, oh well. Just wanted to make this announcement and let people know what's going on. And but support Lone Star Chicken Care, please do. They're a great organization, great bunch of people. They do good things. And but please continue to support them because they do great work. But at the same time, also look at your own chicken coops and how secure your birds are, and so forth, and look at those little things, that anything you do to help out your own birds, to keep from them to have to come out and rescue your birds, are a big help. I'm right now I'm working on one of my coops. I have leghorns in it, and I have Rhode Island Reds, and I've got the leghorns. I've got 4 hens and a rooster, and I don't want to get rid of that rooster. But I know he's going to start fighting with Rhode Island Reds, so I got to get him moved. And then in my coop where I have my olive eggers and Easter eggers, they're kind of packed in there, and I need a bigger coop for them. And then in my big coop out front where I have my barred rocks, I have in those some mixed up birds that are supposed to be barred rocks, but they ended up coming from the hatchery at Barnyard Mixes, and they're laying green eggs, which isn't a true barred rock. So I need to move them. So I'm going to move all those green egg-laying barred rocks, and I'm going to move them into the new coop I'm building with the Easter eggers and olive eggers. And then the little coop that they were in originally. I'm going to take the leghorns and put them in there, which there's only, the 4 hens and the 1 rooster, which gives them tons of room in that coop. Whereas right now I have 12 chickens in it, and they're kind of tight in there. And I let them out every day in free range, but they're, it's still tight for them to be in there. So I want to give them more room. So the new coop I'm building will hold about 30 birds. So I'll have plenty of room. And I'm going to build more chicken tunnels for them to use. And then I've got the second half of this new coop I'm building. I'm going to have a second half on it where I can separate it and have more birds in there. And I might move, I might separate my New Hampshire chickens from my Rhode Island Reds as well, because I have them together. Because I've got a New Hampshire rooster and I got a Rhode Island Red rooster that I don't want to get rid of. I like my rooster, which is a New Hampshire, and I like Red, which is my Rhode Island Red rooster. And I like those 2 birds, and I want to keep them, but they're starting to fight, so I need to separate them too. So I'm going to end up with 1, 2, 3, like 5 coops when all said and done. But that's what I'm doing to help protect my birds. It's important to me that they are protected and they're safe. So this coop I'm building, I have an old shed in the backyard, but I'm adding in pavers and wire mesh underneath the bottom of it so nothing can dig in to get to them. I'm using a 1/2-inch hardware mesh and so forth on it that's PVC coated, so it's very secure. But that's the thing I'm doing what I can to help protect my birds and protect my birds from each of them, so the roosters aren't attacking each other. And that's just what you got to do for your birds. You have to do that. I don't want to have to depend on Howard rushing over to my house to soak a chicken for me, because I'm not one to do that. I like my chickens, and some of them have names, but I'm not gonna call up Lone Star Chicken Care and have them come out and soak a bird. It's not the way I am. The chickens they're great egg layers, but they're also good eating. I'll just eat it. I'll butcher and eat it. That's fine with me. But yeah, keep helping out Lone Star Chicken Care. They're a great bunch of people, and I was really pissed off with that corporate sponsor. I'd love to say their name, but they're a lot bigger than I am, and I'd hate for them to come after me, But they, it's a tractor company. Yeah, it's a tractor company. But yeah, that pissed me off. Well, I'm gonna go. I gotta go eat some dinner. I gotta go fill up some coffee bags, and for a big order, I gotta take out tomorrow. We got our coffee at Spring Creek Feed, open on 2978 now. They're selling our coffee. It's underneath Bailey's Brew Coffee and the Saddlehorn Coffee, all the Chicken Series blends, and they got a few of the Bailey's Brew blends. They're going to have the Bailey's Brew. They're going to have the pumpkin spice, which is the not the Jack-o'-lantern, but the Jack-o'-labrador. Yep. It's got a picture of a Labrador puppy on it, but sitting inside of a pumpkin, kind of cute. So they'll have that blend of Bailey's Brew. They'll have all the Saddlehorn Coffee blends, which is the Rainer's Roast, the Barrel Racers Roast, the Pole Benders blend, the Cutters blend, the Paso Fino Mocha. That's a new one I got. The Paso Fino, for horses. The Paso Fino Mocha. They'll have that one. And then they're going to have the chicken series. They'll have the drunk chicken. They'll have the Cockadoodle Brew Breakfast Blend, which is awesome coffee. I drink that all the time. They'll have the Golden Chicken Millionaire Blend and the Chicken Scratch. And I think they're going to have, what else are they going to have? The Mystery Chicken Medium Roast. They'll have that as well. So they've got some now. I know they're already selling it. They got it from me. I delivered it over there last Friday. So, oh well. That's a 21-minute podcast. We'll be back on next Friday. We'll try to bring someone on. I'd like to get old Christy Smith on to talk about her coops. She's got some beautiful coops I'd love to see. Maybe I can get her to invite me over to take over there and take some pictures of her coops so I can show them off. I heard they're beautiful. But we'll have someone on next Friday. I'll find someone to have them come on. But yep, podcasts keep going on. But thank y'all for listening. We greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a great Sunday night. Y'all have a great week. Bye-bye.